Welcome, dear viewers, to an evening unlike any other. A moment in history that has been painted, preached, and pondered over for centuries. Tonight, we'll dive into the story of the Last Supper, a dinner that was far from ordinary. But, in true fashion, we'll add a sprinkle of humor to keep things light while we explore one of the most profound moments in biblical history. Grab your seats, folks, because we're about to embark on a journey that mixes divine insight with a touch of levity. And remember, this isn't just another history lesson. This is The Last Supper, reimagined with a dose of realism and a pinch of humor. It's the eve of Passover in Jerusalem, and preparations are in full swing. Our setting: an upper room, tucked away from the city's hustle and bustle. Here, Jesus and his disciples are about to share a meal that would become one of the most famous in history. John, did you see the look on the shopkeeper's face when I asked for unleavened bread? I think he was expecting us to ask for something fancier. Well, Peter, it's not every day you prepare a meal with the Messiah. The bread may be simple, but tonight is anything but ordinary. The table is set with the essentials: bread, wine, and, of course, the heavy weight of what's to come. But let's be honest, folks, this isn't your typical feast. No roasted lamb, no elaborate dishes, just the basics. It's a reminder that sometimes it's the simplest things that carry the most profound meaning. As the disciples file in, there's a lightheartedness in the air. After all, they've been on quite a journey together: miracles, parables, and more than a few run-ins with the Pharisees. But tonight, there's an unspoken tension. Something's different, though no one can quite put their finger on it. Do you think Jesus will perform another miracle tonight? Maybe turn the water into wine again? I wouldn't mind, as long as it's better than the last vintage. And here he is, the guest of honor, though he needs no introduction. Jesus enters, and the room hushes. This is no ordinary meal, and the disciples can feel it. Brothers, I have eagerly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. Luke chapter 22 verse 15. And now we come to the moment that would be etched into the annals of history. Jesus takes the bread, simple, unassuming, yet symbolic of something much greater. This is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. Luke chapter 22 verse 19. At this moment, the disciples are probably thinking, wait, what now? They've seen Jesus perform miracles, but this is different. A chill runs down their spines as the weight of his words begins to sink in. Peter, whispering to John, did he just say what I think he said? I'm starting to miss the parables. They were confusing, but at least they made sense eventually. John, nodding, wide-eyed. Yeah, this is heavy. Jesus, this cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you. Luke chapter 22 verse 20. New covenant, you say? The disciples are starting to realize that this meal is more than just a simple Passover. It's a turning point, a moment that would define their faith for generations to come. And here's Judas, shifty-eyed and nervous. He knows what's coming, and you can see the guilt starting to weigh him down. Talk about a tense dinner party. Jesus. But the hand of him who is going to betray me is with mine on the table. Luke chapter 22 verse 21. You can imagine the disciples' reactions. Wait, someone here is going to betray Jesus? Impossible. They start pointing fingers, probably thinking, it's not me, right? Judas, nervously, surely you don't mean me, Rabbi? Jesus, looking directly at Judas. You have said so. Matthew chapter 26 verse 25. And there it is. The moment that makes everyone uncomfortable. Judas' poker face is crumbling, and the rest of the disciples are piecing things together. It's the kind of tension you could cut with a knife, or in this case, with a piece of unleavened bread. Judas slips out, leaving the room heavy with the weight of what's to come. The disciples are left with more questions than answers, and Jesus, well, he knows this is just the beginning. Despite the looming betrayal, Jesus isn't done yet. He has one more lesson to impart, a lesson that would resonate through the ages. Jesus, a new command I give you. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. John chapter 13 verses 34 to 35. It's a simple command, yet profound. And let's be real, after the tension of betrayal, a little love is exactly what they need to hear. But let's not forget, these are the same guys who argued about who among them was the greatest, so this command might take a while to fully sink in. Peter, Lord, I am ready to go with you to prison and to death. Jesus, gently, Peter, before the rooster crows today, you will deny 3 times that you know me. Luke chapter 22 verses 33 to 34. Ouch, Peter, that one stings. But as we know, it's all part of the greater plan. And sometimes, even the strongest among us falter, but that's a story for another day. The Last Supper, a meal that was anything but ordinary. We've seen laughter, tension, prophecy, and betrayal all unfold around that table. And while it may have felt like the end for those who were there, we know it was just the beginning of a much larger story. But what can we take away from this iconic scene? Maybe it's the realization that even in moments of uncertainty, love and sacrifice can change the world. Or maybe it's the reminder that even the most divine moments come with their fair share of human messiness. One thing's for sure, The Last Supper is a story that continues to inspire and challenge us, centuries later. And who knows, the next time you're sitting down for a meal with friends, maybe you'll think twice before accusing someone of betrayal over the breadbasket. Just kidding? Or am I? If this story resonated with you, or if you just really love hearing about historical moments with a bit of humor sprinkled in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And, of course, hit that notification bell so you never miss another fascinating story from the past. Want to dive deeper into biblical events? Or maybe you're curious about how these stories can still teach us valuable lessons today. Let us know in the comments which story you'd like to see next. From Moses to the prophets, the Bible is full of moments that will surprise, challenge, and even make you laugh. And don't worry, we've got plenty more stories to tell. Until next time, remember that even in the most unexpected moments, there's something to learn, something to laugh about, and something to take with you on your journey. Peace be with you.